Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late June 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. My guides and spirit team, talk to me about these Rams. What do you got for us in late June? Please and thank you. What energies, messages, insights, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries in the latter part of June. I do believe we are in Cancer season, or at least approaching it at the time of this filming. Okay, interesting. And I do like this card. It's very spiritual in nature. It's extremely protective, but there is something here about showing or receiving affection too. So it's intriguing. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about this card. So we see this lovely lady with that beautiful red headdress on, and it looks like she's snuggling up to that white bird, that dove. Now, in symbolism and in divination, white birds generally represent the light side of spirit. So we're talking angels, guides, ancestors, your team that is on the other side assisting you through life. So when I see this card, I do think of spiritual protection. So some Aries out there, you might just need that little affirmation, like, hey, you are not alone, you are protected, you are being watched over in one form or another. Whether times are good, bad, or indifferent, this is a really nice card to receive. But again, notice that she's snuggling up to this bird. So this could be saying maybe there's someone you're connected to that might want your affection. They might be craving it. Maybe it's something you need, right? I mean, most of us are human beings and we love to receive affection, even if we don't always admit it. So you might need a big old hug. I'll give you an internet bear hug there, but you might need the real thing from somebody. So we're just going to put this down for now. I do like this energy. I do like this card for the most part, but there is something around affection. Okay, giving or receiving. So let's just put her over there. We're going to get into tarot now. And I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for my Aries friends. Please, my guides, talk to me. What do we got in late June? It's officially summertime in the Northern Hemisphere. But yeah, while we shuffle this up and get it ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Now, I will say for like the past several weeks, a lot of the energy I've been picking up around us, the Aries collective, has been kind of focused towards other people, like seeing what their deal is, what energy they're sending out. But last week's reading was titled The Big Return. So keep that in mind. Coming days and weeks, there could be various things cycling back around, whether it's people, whether it's situations. That was showing up in a really prominent way last week. So we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So when we take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's get it going. 3 cards here for my Aries friends. What do we got? Late June, please. What's going on with the Rams? There we go. 4 of Pentacles, a little bit of a closed off energy there. Some of you might be saving up for something when the 4 of Pentacles is here. I know this card gets a bit of a bad reputation sometimes, but I feel like it's a neutral card, depending on what you're going through, of course. Let's get a couple more. What do we got here for Aries, late June? 8 of Swords. Okay, this could be a bit of a roadblock that you're dealing with, or again, if we're focusing on someone else's energy, it feels very tense. Let's get one more. What's happening here? What is going on? Thank you. Good. All right. So at least there's a positive outcome, but I do feel a little bit of a, I don't want to say a frustration energy in the undercurrent, but it all depends on what clarifies these for sure. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, obviously it's an earth heavy spread this week. So we got the 4 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles on the split ends. And when we do see earthy energy, it's a bit of a slow mover now. As an Aries, as we're Aries right now watching this, we know we're action-oriented individuals. When we want something, we go get it. If we want results, we want them now. We are the first of the zodiac signs, so we're all about initiation. So sometimes this earthy energy could be a little frustrating to us. That doesn't have to be the case, though. This could just represent monetary things, work, career-related things. It's all about stability. We got this little stressed energy here in the center, so there might be some problems or issues that we want to look into. So let's go through one by one and really start to build this out. So position number one, we have the Four of Pentacles. As I mentioned, this is a card that gets a bad rep, and of course, there's some rough energies that can be attached here, but mainly to me, very neutral. Like it could go this way or it could go that way. Now you see this individual, they're holding on to the pentacles. So for some Aries out there, again, you might be saving up for something. Maybe Spirit's telling you like, hey, Aries, watch the budget. Maybe you should save for a rainy day. It's all about being diligent about finances when this card is in the mix. So that's just something to keep in your mind moving forward. Some of you might want to spend a lot of money on something too. But if we're not talking about the monetary, this could be somebody not letting go of something. This could be an energy that's not really moving. It could be a little stagnant. So we're starting off with an energy that could be a little frustrating, could be a problem of some sort or a situation that needs to be really looked at when it's here. Worst case scenario, if we're talking interpersonal connections and relationships, if it's something that hasn't stagnated, when I see this card, in its worst form, in its roughest form, it could be someone that's very possessive. It could even be like jealousy or anger, but we're not fully going to go there just yet. Now, moving to the center, after we get that back where it belongs, we have the Eight of Swords. This is good in the sense that as quick as this energy starts, it goes. So it's like very fast. So we have this very planted energy here, but this one's a fast mover. I always say, I mean, it's not the nicest imagery here. We see this person, they're feeling trapped, and that could be on a spectrum. For some Aries, you might want to shake things up, right? You might want to step out of your normal routine. Watch out for cabin fever or feeling trapped or cornered in something, whether it is feeling trapped in a career of some sort. It doesn't always have to be that. It could be a little on edge, a little stress, a little anxious. But the positives of this energy is doable. It's freeable, it's workable. So whatever, that's telling me whatever it is you're dealing with in this time, if you are having some problems or issues, it could be worked through, right? There's a solution to be had. So that's one thing I really like about this. Now moving to the back end, and again, if this is somebody else's energy, might be a lot of overthinking, stressed, anxious, nervous, you know the deal, which is something I feel like I've been seeing. Again, there's been a lot of other people's energies bleeding over into the Aries readings recently. Now, onto the back end, we have the beautiful Nine of Pentacles. That's why I'm saying I do see a positive result. I see something shaking out well, even if it does take a little bit. It might try your patience in one form or another. This Nine of Pentacles is abundant. It's full of blessings and wins and victories of all different sorts. For some of you, there's great energy around entrepreneurial pursuits. This is a very independent type of energy where it's like, okay, I could do this myself, or I'm going to do this myself. So I really do like it. Now, when it comes to the challenge of the Nine of Pentacles, very similar to this Four of Pentacles, it could be very, very planted. It could be something that's like not moving to your liking. So we're going to have to see how it all plays out. It's one away from the 10 of Pentacles. So whenever I see the 9, I'm like, okay, you might be close to the finish line with something, right? So there could be a situation where it's like you're so close to achieving something. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aries. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. Let's see what's happening for the Aries collective, please. Guides and spirit team. What is going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Pentacles, though. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Aries, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Four of Pentacles time. What's happening here? What is that? Oh, quick. Okay. All right, yeah, so this could be an issue or something that's popped up that you didn't quite see it beforehand, and life has a tendency to do that sometimes. We have the High Priestess in reverse. She's a card of intuition. She's a card of knowledge, but at the same time, it's there's a mystery to her, there's a secret to her. So I don't feel like it's something that you're keeping secret. I would say in like the roughest case scenario, there might be somebody that's not giving you the full story about something. So whether it's the way they feel, whether it's their intentions, there might be somebody moving a little bit mysteriously. So watch out for stuff like that for sure. But my intuition when I see her, if you're not connected to Pisces or even another water sign, when she shows up in reverse underneath this Four of Pentacles, I do feel like, all right, this could be a problem or a situation that you didn't see. It's kind of like a curveball from spirit. So like a surprising problem or an unexpected one. And again, life is full of those, right? Like a lot of things, we don't always foresee it, and we just have to deal with it as it comes. And one thing I will say when it comes to Aries energy, it kind of plays out like this. Even if there is something slowing you down, even if there is something a little frustrating with to you, Aries energy is pretty adaptable and good at rolling with the punches, like playing the hand that you're dealt. So I do feel some good stuff. And again, I feel like this energy is split both ways. It could be one of those messages, it could be none, depending on your situation. But yeah, when I see the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's a little secretive. Yeah, there could be somebody where their intentions are like trying to keep them hush, or it's like there's something unknown showing up here. So let's see if we get a little more detail as we move forward in the reading, because I'm not going to stay on that too long. It is what it is. We'll talk about it more during the recap, though. So let's go in on that Eight of Swords. Okay, why is that Eight of Swords here? Why is that Eight of Swords here for Aries? Thank you. Yeah, Knight of Wands. All right. So the Knight of Wands, and we do, all right, so things could pick up rather quickly. And that's another energy I've been seeing for you. And I really think that could be music to your ears, especially if you're going through things that pop up or something that has recently popped up, something that could be a little difficult to deal with. When I have the Eight of Swords with the Knight of Wands, it's like, all right, this energy is combustible. So there could be something that really sparks some action out of you that really sets you off and gets you moving. Now, hopefully that's in a positive way, but I do feel like an energy could culminate, or when something becomes known, it's like, all right, well, now's time to act. I'm going to attack this now as opposed to wait. So know that whatever situations you might be going through, Spirit could be saying to Aries, listen, make some action now, attack this problem now. Don't just sit back. Okay, like it's telling you to be proactive. And again, as Aries, that's music to our ears, right? Now, the Knight of Wands is all about forward movement. It's one of our cards. If that other message doesn't apply, and I'd say that should apply, right? Regardless of what shows up, make moves. Don't sit back. Don't be passive. That's a big energy I'm picking up. But when I see a card that could represent us under the Eight of Swords, if you're not having issues with stress or anxiety or nervousness, there could be someone you're linked to that is stressing about you. That like something about what you're going through or something that you're doing could have them on edge for whatever reason. So I feel like, again, the messages are coming through where it's like split. Could go this way or that way. Could even be both. But let's move over to that Nine of Pentacles. You might have someone in their head. That's for sure. Let's see what the Nine of Pentacles has, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So talk to me. What do we got with this Nine of Pentacles? Why's the Nine of Pentacles here? Quick. Okay, cool. So if you do take action, this is being resolved for sure. You have a lot of spiritual support around you as well. So just know that there's a lot of energetic and spiritual support around the Aries collective, specifically in this time for one reason or another, and I really like it. Now we have the Magician in reverse. The Magician is usually a card of creating and manifesting. It's also a card about control. So when I see it in reverse, it could be something that's a little bit out of our hands, but I like the result I'm seeing here. The Nine of Pentacles with the Magician in reverse, it's like, okay, if like you make moves, you take action, you could solve this, you could overcome something in a very big way. But again, watch out for things that are just a little bit out of your hands, right? There might be a certain situation where it's like, I just have to play the cards I'm dealt, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still see a positive outcome. So it doesn't matter if something was just sprung on you or if something pops up. I feel like if you make the moves you're supposed to and you take action in this situation, you're good. You're good, especially with this Magician in reverse. So control what you can. Sometimes there's things that we can't control. We can only control what we do, our actions. And I feel like that might be the big moral to the story. It's like, yeah, Spirit throws curves at us sometimes, but we control how we react to it, and there can be a very positive outcome or overcoming of something here. So I do like it, and lots of spiritual support. Let's go through and do a quick recap though, Aries, because again, I like that we have a happy ending here. Let's go through piece by piece, then we'll get into the shadow card. So if you look in the box here, position number 1, we have the Four of Pentacles with the High Priestess in reverse. I said 2 main messages I was picking up here. One, there could be somebody that's like kind of keeping their intentions or actions or moves, like there's a mystery there, like you're not sure, you might not be quite sure like what they're planning or what they're wanting to do. It's like a mysterious energy is in the mix. But it could also be a situation, a problem that comes up surprisingly or unexpectedly, like one of those classic curveballs from life. Now, do I feel like this is treacherous or anything that's going to cause like major repercussions? I don't think so for most of you, so I feel like this is good. I feel like it's solvable. That's the big name of the game. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Swords with the Knight of Wands. So you might be a little more high-strung, right? Like the situation might cause a little stress here, but I feel like if you don't stay passive, if you take action and make moves, you could really get the result that you want. Another portion of you, there might be somebody that's stressing over you. You might have someone up in their head. It's like a little nervous. On the back end, we have the Nine of Pentacles, very independent energy with the Magician. Big message here is that there's a lot of spiritual and energetic support around you to solve various different things or to progress. So this is really nice. And for another portion of you, I feel like if something pops up and you make moves and you take action towards it, you're going to get the best possible result. Just don't be too passive in this time. I know I don't have to tell you that twice, but yeah, please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows though. Oh my God, let's shuffle it up here one time. What's in the shadows for my Aries friends? Please and thank you. What's going on? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. All right, so let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got for Aries in the shadows? It'll give us a little clue about what we're seeing here on the front end. Three of Swords. All right, so there might be something bothering you more than you're letting on in this time, or if that's not you, just know there could be someone. Remember, we have this little mysterious intention-filled energy, Three of Swords, and it's one of those classic energies that shows up often in tarot readings, the three swords cutting through the heart. So to me, I always say it's on a spectrum. It could be something major like a heartbreak, but at the same time, it could just be wound tight a little bit when this Three of Swords is in the mix. So the fact that it's in the shadows could link in perfectly to the reading itself, whether it's somebody who's trying to act unfazed or act like, no, everything's cool, everything's fine, nothing to worry about. Not quite buying it when I see this card in the shadows. And for a portion of you, if there's something bothering you, you might not be letting on to those around you like how you're truly feeling when this is in the mix. So it's something to look at. If that's not the case for any of you, when I see the Three of Swords in the shadows, now is a great time to do a little shadow work. Okay, so if there is something from the past or something that's been bothering you for quite a while, now is the time to do some inward looking, do a little exploration and try to heal these energies. So yeah, Aries, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, my digital calendar is open on mastermetaphysics.com, so go ahead and check that out. And if you got your name in for the May subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this weekend's readings. But for the June subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could snap your fingers and visit anywhere in the world right now, where would it be? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.